What is up, guys? Welcome into a brand new video. Now we are doing something slightly different today. This is a completely just kind of me talking about cricket stuff, and we've got a script to go through and different things like that. I've been kind of a little bit upset that I've been blocked by Big Ant on Twitter, so I'm trying to diversify my content slightly, and I love making cricket content. I still like making cricket gaming content, but I'm going to try something a little bit different. So 2-3 times a week we're going to have similar videos to this. So the last couple of days of cricket we're going to go through the stories and the games and the different news that's happened. So hopefully you like it. Let me know down in the comments below if you do. Like, subscribe if you obviously like the video and want to see more of this. But if you could, let me know down in the comments what you think, what you'd like to change, what you'd like to see, and also comment if you want my opinion on anything cricket related, and I will put it at the end of the next video. Starting off with the IPL, we had CSK versus SRH on Friday, and we were back at Hyderabad for the first time since more than 500 runs were scored, and CSK made batting look pretty difficult as they lost the toss and were put in by Pat Cummins' side. With the exception of Shivan Dube's 45 off 24, no other batsman managed to strike above 135. Sunrisers, to their credit, bowled very well. They were meticulous with their lines and change of pace, and probably helped by having a fast bowling captain. Very interesting moment in the penultimate over in which Bhuvaneshwar is bowling to Jadeja, who digs out a Yorker and begins to run. He finds himself a good few yards down and has a ball thrown back at him which hits him, and it looks like a prime contender for obstruction, very similar to the Stark and Stokes one a few years ago. Cummins decides to advise the umpire that he has withdrawn the appeal. Now, I may be salty about the Ashes and the Bairstow incident, but it's nice to see that Cummins knows how to withdraw an appeal and to uphold the spirit of the game. SRH's innings started off with an eventful as Travis head edges one straight to Moeen Ali at slip, but was dropped on a duck. But then Abhishek came on and strike and smashed 37 from just 12 deliveries, which made the run chase pretty simple after that, and it was basically a run of ball from 100 runs to go, and Markram's 50 and some other contributions walked them home with 11 balls remaining. In the Rajasthan Royals versus RCB game, Rajasthan Royals won the toss and chose to bowl first. There wasn't the same instant impact as we have seen in previous games from Bolt and Berger. Kohli and Faf got them off to a steady start with being 53 for no loss at the end of the power play. That partnership continued until just before the end of the 14th over and was a stand of 125 as Chahal took the wicket of Faf with Kohli still at the crease. Maxwell then fell the next over to Nandre Berger. Eventually the main event happened and Virat went to his 100, the first ton of this year's IPL, finishing 113 not out off 72 deliveries, with RCB setting Rajasthan 184 to win, which almost looked under par. In reply, Rajasthan lost Jaiswal's second ball of the innings from the bowling of Reece Topley, but then Josh Buttler and Sanju Samson put on a partnership of 148, with Samson out to Siraj just before the end, but Josh manages to get to his 100 to completely trump what Virat did in the first innings. I mean, what a knock it was. If this is him finding his form, then England have already won the T20 World Cup. I mean, you don't even need to worry who's doing what. It's going to be ours. Rajasthan ended up knocking off the total with 5 balls to spare. In the Mumbai Indians versus Delhi Capitals game, Rohit Sharma got off to a flying start with his 49 off 23 in the power play to take Mumbai 75 for no loss after the 6 overs. Mumbai then lost 2 quick wickets of Sharma and Sky. Rohit one short of his half century and Sky for a 2-ball duck from the bowling of Axar Patel and Andre Nortje. Hardik added his 39 off 33 to try and rebuild slightly, but then some immense hitting from Tim David and Romario Shepherd, especially in the last over, scoring 32 from the final over, giving Mumbai an impressive total of 234 for 5 from their 20, with David finishing 45 from 21 and Shepherd 39 from 10. Axar and Nortje shared the 2 wickets each, and the other picked up by Khalil Ahmed. In reply, Delhi lost their first wicket of David Warner in the 4th over as he spooned one up from Romario Shepherd. Delhi finished their power play 46 for 1 with Harrell and Shaw at the crease. Prithvi Shaw eventually fell from an unstoppable Yorker from Bumrah, and it was very similar to the one that Ollie Pope got in the Test series. Shaw made a very solid 66 from 40, but with DC requiring a very tough 125 from 49 deliveries. And there was a valiant effort from Stubbs, who scored 71 not out from just 25 deliveries with 7 sixes. Delhi fell 30 runs short of their total. Then in the final game of Sunday, Lucknow versus Gujarat. Lucknow ended up winning the toss and chose to bat. The Cochrane, in his second ball of the over, hit it for 6, and then he fell 2 balls later. Paddy also fell in the third over of the game to Yadav for 7, and Lucknow ended the power play 47 for 2. Rahul added a runner ball 33. Stoinis anchored the innings with his 58 off 43, and Puran scored another 30-odd, which left Lucknow 163 for 5, which at the time looked around par, maybe a little bit short. In reply, Gujarat started well with Sundarhasan and Gill putting on an opening stand of 54 until Gill fell the last ball of the power play to Yash Thakur. Then from 54 for no loss, Gujarat collapses to 102 for 8, with the high score of that being of Tawatia, who made 30. Yash Thakur picked up his career best IPL figures, 5 for 30, as Gujarat fell 34 runs short of the total set by Lucknow as they were bowled out for 130 for 7 with 7 balls to spare in their innings. If we look at the IPL table, we still have 2 teams unbeaten, Rajasthan and KKR at the top. KKR have only played 3 games. They obviously play, I think it's CSK starting today when this video comes out. The cream started to come to the top a little bit. I do like the look of Rajasthan. I do like the look of KKR. I could very much see them being there at the end. And then there's I'd say anywhere between Gujarat, Punjab, Sunrisers, CSK, Lucknow are going to be there or thereabout towards the end, pushing for that playoff picture. I think the top 2 are pretty much sorted. And I think the bottom 3, Delhi, RCB and Mumbai, it would be a real travesty if Mumbai and RCB, the 2 biggest teams, maybe CSK's up there, 2 of the 3 biggest teams, were going to go out of the tournament so early. Looking forward to the games starting today. So we've got CSK versus KKR happening today, and I can't see past a KKR win with their bat, and it's just too strong at the moment and feels like anyone between 1 and 6 can score 80 off 30. And then to Punjab versus the Sunrisers. I think this is going to be a closer game. I think the Sunrisers have started to find their groove a little bit with the ball, and they also have the firepower to match. I'm going to take SHR in this one. Now, the county championship started, and in the first game of Division 1, we had Warwickshire versus Worcestershire. Worcestershire was put into bat by the Bears, and in the first innings, a Kashif Ali helped Worcestershire to a 360 in their first innings, with Chris Washworth, pick of the bowlers, 3 for 97. Warwickshire in reply saw starts from their top order, and Ed Barnard top scored with 89, but the lower order just collapsed to see them bowled out for 333, with Nathan Smith and Adam Finch both picking up 3 wickets. In Worcestershire's second innings, Kashif Ali picked up another century, this time 133, as Worcestershire end day 3, 237 for 2, leading by 264 with an interesting day 4 setup. The Durham versus Hampshire, it's just been rained off for 3 days and they haven't even been able to bowl a single ball. In the game between Kent and Somerset, Somerset won the toss and chose to bowl, and Kent put on 284 in their first innings with a top score of Joey Everson with 85. The captain Lewis Gregory was the pick of the bowlers with 4 for 66. In reply, Somerset managed to squeeze to a lead of 90 at the end of day 3, as Lammerby top scored with 90 so far in their innings, as they are 374 for 7 in a rain-affected game. So Lancashire versus Surrey, and there's been lots of games in this one, as Lancashire collapsed in their first innings, being 150 for 2 to 202 all out. Dan Lawrence and Cameron Steele picking up 9 of the 10 available wickets. Josh Bohannon top scored with 84 for Lancashire. In reply, Surrey are 15 for no loss, as we've basically lost 2 full days now, as I think it's heading towards a draw. Nottinghamshire versus Essex, Notts won the toss and chose to bowl, and Essex put on 253 in their first innings, as Dean Elgar and Jordan Cox both put on scores in the 80s. Lane Patterson ended up with his first 5 for the season. In reply, Notts managed to get to 293 with the help of Joe Clark's century, giving them a lead of 40, which could have been higher if it wasn't for a Sam Cook hat-trick. In Essex's second innings, they are currently 329 for 8 at the end of day 3, thanks to lower order runs from Critchley and Walter. Their lead is currently 289, with a result looking likely on day 4. Now to Division 2, and we start off with Middlesex and Glamorgan, and it's been a complete run fest at Lords, as Glamorgan in their first innings scored 620 for 3 declared, which included a Sam Northeast 335 not out, breaking Graham Gooch's record for the highest first-class score at Lords. In reply, Middlesex are currently 460 for 5, and there's not much point of talking about the bowlers in this one, because they haven't missed a ball in 3 days, and there has been 8 wickets and over 1,000 runs scored scored. This one's going to head for a draw. In the game between Sussex and Northants, Sussex won the toss and chose to bowl at Hove. Northants put on 371 in their first innings with a top score of Luke Proctor with 92. Jaden Seals ended up with 4 for 86 in his first appearance for the side. In reply, Sussex are 351 for 6 at the end of day 3, with Tom Haynes scoring 133, with spin dominating the wickets column for Northants. So the game between Derbyshire and Gloucestershire, again, it's rained for 3 days and there hasn't been a single ball bowled. Finally, to Yorkshire versus Leicestershire. We've basically lost 2 games of this game, but Yorkshire won the toss and bowled first, and Leicestershire managed to score 354 thanks to runs from number 9 and 10, with Ben Mike top scoring with 90. Matt Milnes picked up 4 for 73. In reply, Yorkshire are 72 for 2 with no play possible on day 3. Now, to the England Women's Tour of New Zealand. This series came to an end this week, with New Zealand winning their first ODI of the series. A great effort with the ball for the Kiwis meant England fell to 95 for 6, but a partnership between Amy Jones and Charlie Dean saw England climb to 194, with Jess Kurt and Hannah Rowe picking up 3 wickets apiece. In reply, England took early wickets, but thanks to an unbeaten century from captain Sophie Devine, New Zealand chased down the total with 7 wickets to spare and 11 overs left to take some pride from the series, but England still take the chocolates, winning the T20 series 4-1 and the ODI series 2-1. We've had some news in England about some government funding in cricket. Rishi Sunak announced that there would be £35 million of funding put into grassroots cricket. The plans to build 6 new all-weather cricket domes, which I think will make a massive difference in who can play the sport, with most English cricketers being picked out of an exclusive public school system. Jimmy Anderson was at the Lords with Sunak, and I think more to record tail enders than a political appearance, but nonetheless, he appeared to approve of the new scheme. And our final story of the week, Pakistan have been in training with the Pakistan military for the last few days. We've seen pictures of Fakhar Zaman shooting sniper rifles and, more importantly, Azam Khan running, which seems like a good way to build some chemistry in what has been an interesting 12 months for the Pakistan cricket team ahead of their warm-ups for the T20 World Cup, with a series against New Zealand, then later on another one against England. Guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I very much hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the new format. Let me know what you think of the kind of breakdowns of the different games and different things like that. If there's anything you want me to add in, anything you want me to take away, anything with the visuals that you want to change, it would be muchly appreciated. But if you did enjoy the video, please like, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.